What is the elephant in the room in your marriage?
The elephant in the room in our marriage.
Yeah, this is a complete setup.
Ooh, I got one, but I don't know if I should say it.
I know, I got one too.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl KB of Heart Combos, and you are joining me and my guest today in the Heart Seat, where we give people the opportunity to have conversations that are honest, elephant-sized, authentic, real, and transparent. I'm so excited about today's guest. We have Beleaf of Beleaf in Fatherhood and his amazing wife, Mrs. Melanin, joining us today in the Heart Seat. They are the hosts of an amazing podcast called How Married Are You? You could see them on a recent episode of Black Love. And on top of all of that, they have an incredible platform on YouTube where you can follow their family vlog under Beleaf in Fatherhood. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to join me today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us here. We're excited to talk to you. Big fans.
Man, listen. I am a big fan of you guys. I've been rocking with you guys for a while. Since you guys have been on YouTube, back when you were in the breaks. I mean, it goes back. And so thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to jump into the 5 questions that are honest, elephant-sized, authentic, real, and transparent. And so your first question is, honestly speaking, what is it like to be married in 2020 and specifically to be parents in 2020?
I feel like, for me, it feels like everyone else has it together and I don't. It feels like in the world, like I often compare parenting to when my parents were parents versus when I'm parents. And I think about like my mom in the arena of motherhood and how they didn't have social media to kind of have ideas or highlight reels of all the different things people are doing with their kids, how they're educating them, how they're entertaining them, how they're feeding them, like all the things. And now I get to see, oh, Susie boy over there is eating his greens, and my children, I have to bribe them to eat vegetables, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I feel like there's, in 2020, we have too much insight. I put that in air quotes to what everyone else is doing, which, you know, what they show us that they're doing, in a sense.
I would say from a like father's perspective and a husband's perspective, there's like this pending doom that I'm trying to pretend that I know everything is going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? And that requires a level of like faith that I'm not sure I'm like really I'm confident in. You know what I mean? There's like this thing where, you know, for a lot of my life I didn't know what I was doing or why I was doing what I'm doing. And now I know exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. But it's like, are we even gonna get to grow old type thing? You know what I'm saying? Like with the deaths of some of the, you know, your favorite people, you know what I mean? You just kind of like, oh, are we even allowed to enjoy this?
No, I think that that's extremely honest and candid, especially in light of unexpected deaths, right, from some recent celebrities, and then with all that's going on in the media. It's just, I think the things that you guys are weighing from what everybody thinks that I need to be doing, because we're in such an oversaturated culture, to the reality that life is very short and who knows if we're ever going to see tomorrow, right? I think both of those realities are very much so sober-minded, you know, and the tension that exists between the two is very, very real. And the fact that you guys are living in that tension, I think is just incredibly honest. So thank you for that. So your next question is elephant-sized, right? Twofold. First part, what is the elephant in the room in your marriage?
Oh, she's just gonna start with the one part.
The elephant in the room in our marriage. Remind me again, what's that?
Communication.
Yeah, I can break it down. So when I say conversations that are elephant sized, it can be twofold. It can be the elephant in the room, the thing that everybody sees that nobody wants to talk about, or it could be an elephant sized issue, which is kind of the second question that I'm going to ask under this letter, which is, what's the elephant sized conversation you're having with your kids around racism?
Yeah. We're kind of avoiding that conversation. We already opened up that can of worms, and it's just been like, nah, you deserve that innocence, and we're gonna allow you to have that a little bit longer. You know, I don't think it's appropriate for us to do that in this season, and like already on so many different in so many different areas, we're struggling. You know what I'm saying? To like keep the hope there, and like they have something about like their situation right now that's kind of like, man, like just enjoy what you have, you know?
And I think, sorry, go ahead.
Just keeping that peace is what I was going to say.
Yeah. And I think the way that we're addressing it is by helping to affirm them in the skin that they're in, and then in their identity, and just knowing like who they are and all the things that matter in that sense.
Yeah.
I mean, not that race doesn't matter, but just not, like our oldest child is 7 years old, and I know that there are some things that he needs to be aware of, but in the context of how we do life, he's not going to be interacting or in certain scenes that some other kids might have to have those conversations.
Yeah, we keep our circle pretty closed and tight. Our kids are homeschooled even before the mandatory homeschool, so it's not really something that we are doing right now. But definitely communication. I like what you said. Sorry.
About the elephant in our marriage.
Yeah, the elephant in our marriage is definitely communication.
Yeah, I feel like we just recently, well, I did, because I thought we were good communicators, but apparently we're not. And Glenn just keeps pointing out how poorly I communicate.
That is not.
Oh.
That's not what you say?
No, I say we are not communicating. I don't say you're a bad communicator.
Oh, we are not communicating. Case in point.
Hey, man, you know, when you see it, I ain't even got to plead my case. I'm just like, hey, I'm out here.
I think that's rare when the husband is like, wife, I need you to communicate better with me. At least from, I think, a stereotypical standpoint, that is interesting to hear that dynamic. Something you said, Beleaf, is that you wanted to protect your kids' innocence. I think there's a real question right now, and as it pertains to like parents, like, when do I start talking to my children about this particular topic, especially in light of what's going on like around us? And I think the fact that you guys have gone back and forth about we can have this conversation, but it seems premature. But if I think about the context which they're growing up in, we don't know if what we're trying to explain to them is even going to be relevant right now. And so is this going to do more damage or harm? I just think it's a really great place that you guys have landed as you're addressing the fact that our kid is 7. This is the context in which they're growing up in. This might not be the best thing right now. So thank you for letting us into that dialogue. Okay, so the A in the Heart Combos acronym is authentic. How hard is it for the two of you to show up as your most authentic selves being a YouTube family?
It's not very hard.
I don't think it's hard.
Really? No pressure. Like, you don't feel that pressure. You don't feel it. Like, how do y'all navigate that?
Sometimes I feel like Glenn's like, Yvette, can you be less yourself real quick, just for a moment? He's like, can you just calm it down, bring it down, like just whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. And then sometimes I'd be looking at him like, did you really just say that out loud? Mm-hmm. Like, is there a way that you could have said that softer? I feel like we are very much so ourselves. And I actually am honored when we meet people who are fans of the channel in person and they're like, oh, you guys are, it's just like you are. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that is probably one of the biggest compliments, is that we're just the same person on and off camera. Of course, there are things that we filter as far as how much we share and what we share, but we are who we are.
Yeah.
There is no...
When I started doing this, she was against it. Mm-hmm. And then she kind of saw the light and was like, oh, like people are actually coming to this because they need to see this. Mm-hmm. And then she was like, only way I'll be a part of this is if we can be, we won't be fake. Like, we cannot put out a false identity, because I want people to know like what I'm dealing with or what's going on. And so that's something that is not very hard, because I think the reason why it's like that is because we don't have the same goal as everyone else.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, you're going to run across them and they think that because they want to hit 1 million subscribers, they have to be likable. But I don't want to hit 1 million subscribers. 1 million subscribers is probably going to happen because that's just a byproduct of productivity. You know what I'm saying? But it's not the goal. The goal also isn't to work with big brands, but we work with big brands because that's what they want, authenticity, and they want people who trust whose audience trusts them. And so our goal, my goal with Beleaf in Fatherhood, and I think Yvette's still kind of figuring out her goal as far as the stuff that she's doing. But my goal with Beleaf in Fatherhood is when I die, I want more men in like the fatherhood role than would not be if I had not shared my perspective. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like everything else, of course we're going to make money. Of course, we're going to go different places. We're going to be able to partner with certain situations, but the goal is never to go viral.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wasn't planning on asking this question, but has being your most authentic self cost you anything over the years? Like you just referred to your brand and partnerships and opportunities. So has it ever cost you in a negative way, showing up as your most authentic self?
No.
No. It has cost us friendships we did not want. And I'm actually saying no a lot more than ever, which is like awesome because I like saying no. I'm like, well, go ahead and ask me so I can tell you. But yeah, no, it has not cost us anything.
No. I mean, we've lost money.
Yeah.
Opportunities, but
we've made a lot more because we're our authentic selves, So.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, I think that's a nugget right there for anybody who's watching who is wrestling with the tension of becoming who people want you to be.
I got a gem for you though.
Oh, come on, give it to me.
I got something. What's harder to be is our authentic selves in our marriage.
Ooh. Okay,
I don't know what he's talking about.
All right. So for instance, I don't like certain things that Yvette honestly enjoys. And so there's been this wrestling thing where it's like, okay, are you going to submit to me or am I going to submit to you? Like birthday parties or, events or stuff like that Yvette enjoys being a part of and doing. I don't necessarily enjoy being a part of those things. But for some reason, I feel like I'm defected because I don't enjoy those things. You know what I'm saying? So there's something missing during our connection where we're like, I don't know if I'm supposed to appease you right now or if I'm just supposed to protect my life and protect myself. You know what I'm saying? Protect your life. Old school.
No, that's good. That's good. I think that's probably the most vulnerable thing to do in marriage is to show up as your most authentic self with the hope of the other person accepting whatever it is, loving it unconditionally. You get what I mean? Like even if it opposes them and what they do, what they want, how they naturally are. Yeah. Man, okay. All right. So we're already to the R. What is the real... Oh, shout out to y'all for your episode on Black Love. So this kind of ties into maybe a conversation around Black love, but what is a real issue facing Black families and maybe Black couples in 2020?
Influencing? What?
Yeah. So what is a real issue in real time right now for Black families, like in America in 2020, or even Black couples right now?
Ooh, I got one, but I don't know if I should say it.
I know, I got one too. Yeah. Whisper it to me. Tell me.
No, she can hear everything.
Yeah, she can hear.
I'll say, so I think that the biggest issue, right, is that we are all the same. And that I think there's something happening where everybody who is Black is like we all need to be about the same cause and about the same thing. And I don't necessarily believe that's true. I think that people need to celebrate individuality, and I think there needs to be, you got to find your people, you know what I mean? And some of that stuff aligns really well, but some of it doesn't, you know what I mean? But sometimes I feel like this like push to like, man, like I'm just going to go with whatever this person has said because I'm trusting this person because they're black. You know what I'm saying? But just because that we didn't grow up the same, we different. You know what I mean? Like I grew up totally different than a lot of the people that, you know, I associate myself with or whatever. And so I just think there's something happening where, you know, the blackness in our DNA is trying, like, we think that's supposed to connect more than like our values, you know?
Oh yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
What do you think?
I think I was interpreting the question in a different way. And so I don't know that my answer is relevant.
No, you can answer the way that you perceive it. Go ahead.
I mean, like for me right now, it's important for me, for my children to see themselves in other children their age. And so for me, like one of the issues that I'm finding is that we are a black family living in California, that in a part of California that isn't necessarily as diverse as I would like it to be. And my children don't get to see a lot of kids with their same skin complexion. And so for me, that is like a huge desire of my heart, but it's gotten kind of awkward in seeking out community for them in a way that is authentic. And then in a way that also I can find people who are like-minded to Glen and I in the way that we choose to raise our children. And so I've like, I don't know, like for me, we've kind of talked about like, you know, all black community, like all black neighborhoods or whatever. And I've like literally considered relocating and doing that type of thing. But it's kind of like, it's like with that, is that solving any problems?
I don't agree with that.
I know.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure she knew that.
You've talked about that before.
Yeah, but not recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't trying to go nowhere. I love where we stay.
No, yeah, I know that you're not trying to move, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, I don't know. For me, that is something that I am desirous of. Like, I'm desirous of Anaya having another little girl that has, like, natural hair, running around here, playing with her. You know what I mean? But that's just not the case for us. And like as much as possible, I try to be that representation for her. But I don't know. It's just something there, like representation, I guess, is like an issue for me personally that I am desirous of having for my children. I don't know if I'm answering the question correctly. Sorry.
I think both of you guys bring up two very real issues. Again, as you think about what does it even mean to be black right now, Beleaf is like, hey, we are connected by the fact that we are black, right? However, not losing our individuality is key, and not forfeiting our values and the other things that we stand on that we would say make us who we are just because we're all black, right? But I also hear you saying, you know, that you want to be doing life closely with other black people because you think that there is a value in that. It's particularly for your kids to see not just your black family, but other black families as well. So I think that's, again, the tension that y'all are living in. And I think both issues are very real. Did you have something else?
No, that's right. That's exactly right.
Okay. All right. Well, last question in our time today. You guys have been sitting well in the heart seat, actually. And so I guess because y'all just do this is not too hard for y'all because y'all live this every single day. Y'all are not new to this. Y'all are true to this. So as I think about being transparent, when you are being transparent, you are allowing people to see into you in a way that they couldn't see otherwise, like if you hadn't otherwise revealed it. And so our boundaries, our expectations, our desires, our dreams, those are all things that we have to be transparent about because people can't just see that stuff. So my question for you guys, transparently speaking, what are the next steps for you guys, whether it be as a family or as a brand, moving forward? What is it you want to see happen?
Yeah, I'm most excited about hiring the right people. We have a growing team that is amazing so far. And if we can hire the right people and invest in the relationships, we can actually take a break. There has been years since I've like really rested. And I think it was the first time we did was during our elopement, which we put that video out yesterday. But like, it was like the first time like I had nothing to do. You know what I mean?
Not that you had nothing to do, but that you chose to do nothing. I chose to do nothing.
And like, you know, there's so much pressure, you know, because I went from like, hey, you have to make this video, right? To like, that is my, you know, the audience is who I'm working for. To now, like, the people I work for are companies like Dove Men. You know what I mean? Like, that's a client. So it's different. It's a whole different type of conversation. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if I've ever really worn the hat of CEO. I've worn the hat of content creator. And now, like, coming to terms with the fact that like I am a CEO of a company and we have protocol and HR and paid time off. It's weird. But like hiring the right people is going to be the key to our success in the future and the key to our like freedom, you know, because, you know, for this last vlog, I still edit all the vlogs. You know what I'm saying? Like 100% of the vlogs, I still edit it. George helps me shoot it, but I edit it all. And doing that is very, very hard work. And a lot of times it's like having a math problem you can't solve. You just don't know the formula because the formula has never been written. So you're actually making up math. You know what I mean? To me. And then like not really having an example to follow. So there's nobody I look up to in this. You know, there are people that I can see that catch my peripheral while I'm walking. You know what I'm saying? Like I admire E.T. You know, there's certain aspects about other people that I admire very well, T.D. Jakes and stuff like that. But like, I don't see anybody that I'm like, yeah, you are me in the future. You know what I'm saying? Which is very scary because I'm almost like, it's like you're stepping across a lake and you're trying to make sure the stones are steady enough for you to put your full weight on, you know? And so being very transparent, like I'm tired. I'm extremely tired of working as hard as I do, but I'm so grateful now because Yvette works with me. And like in the past 2 months, she's finally been like, dang, yo, you busy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there was a reason why you would stay at the office. There was a reason why you worked a lot. And, you know, she's even like apologizing, like been like, yo, I should have helped you a lot sooner. I'm sorry for not getting it earlier. So it's been a lot of transparency there. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't know if you want to talk.
I was basically going to say that I feel like to be completely transparent, we're about to be celebrating the 5th year anniversary of Beleaf in Fatherhood's existence. And I feel like in the last few months is when I've really like fully dove in and invested time and energy, blood, sweat, and tears into the business in the way that can help propel things a little bit, you know, moving forward. And so
residual income assets.
Yeah. And so I'm looking forward to being able to help with that part of things where he is not having to work for every dollar and that things are, he has time to just take a week off if he wants to, or just stop thinking about something completely because we've hired the right person to be able to think about those things. So I guess I just feel like we're finally starting to operate as like a full-on business company, and he's the CEO and he's really taking ownership in that role. And I feel like it's just only gonna move us forward in such an amazing way. Like we've seen so much growth. It's kind of, I don't even know what the word is to describe what it's like, but it's kind of surreal to me when I think about it. I literally just found a financial planning sheet that we had done back in like 2013, 2012. And it had like Yvette's income and Glen's income. And on the sheet, it was like Glen is bringing home like $1,000 a month. And it was just kind of like, whoa, buddy, like you, like, then I didn't know what life would be like now, you know? And so just to see like how far he's come as a man, as my husband, as a leader of this household, I'm just like, we going places. So y'all better just get ready and watch us. That's all I got to say.
No, listen, I can see it from a distance. I can't imagine what y'all are feeling, because from a distance, I think it's evident. And so, yeah, thank you guys so much again for being here, for sitting in the heart seat and really just giving us a little bit of a glimpse inside of your life, your family, your marriage. It's greatly appreciated. And I know that this is only the beginning of many, many more things to come. So well wishes to you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this today and you want more content like this that'll help you have your heart conversations, you can always become a Heart Combos member at heartcombos.com. I need you to remember that it is not a hard conversation, you guys. It is a heart conversation. Until next time, peace.